The customer sent us the prototypes they'd already made with silicon carbide devices. It was a 20 amp unidirectional silicon carbide breaker. And we reworked them for them using our B-TRAN technology and gave them back a 63 amp, 3 times the power rating.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Dan Brdar. He is the CEO of Ideal Power. And Dan, it's great to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing well, Steve. It's good to see you.
Yeah, so the company out with your second quarter results for the period ending June 30th. And the numbers are the numbers, of course, but really what's more important about what you're sharing is really the accomplishments you've made over that quarter. That's really significant work that the company has done.
Yeah, it's been a great quarter for us. We made a lot of progress, some key customers, and really hit some important milestones in terms of just evidence of commercialization of our technology.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the things that people should know about to where you brought to yourselves today.
Sure. We had our first design win for solid state circuit breakers incorporating our technology. The customer sent us the prototypes they'd already made with silicon carbide devices. It was a 20 amp unidirectional silicon carbide breaker. And we reworked them for them using our B-TRAN technology and gave them back a 63 amp, 3 times the power rating, bi-directional breaker that had 60% lower losses. So dramatically improved the breaker performance and power density for that customer. So now we're talking to them not only about the rollout of that product, but additional products they want to do. Have also been informed by Stellantis. They're about to place a purchase order for us for some work that they want us to do for some custom development for their EV drivetrain platforms. That'll be a precursor to the EV contactor program that we expect to be awarded by them. We brought on our fourth and fifth global tier one supplier for the automobile industry. So we're getting more and more engagement from the auto side of things. We've added some new distribution partnerships for a company like Kaimei Electric that will be distributing our products. We shipped reference designs for multiple companies we're working with on the solid state circuit breaker market. So just a lot of traction on the customer side, getting first products ready to come to market, and further engagement with some of the big companies that we've already been working with, like Stellantis.
Yeah, it really sort of sets you up for the next phase of growth. Is that a great way to describe the point the company's at? Yeah,
that's exactly the way to look at it. We'll see that first revenue growth really come more from the industrial side. The big companies we're working with on things like circuit breakers for data centers, circuit breakers for renewable energy, power circuit protection kind of schemes, while we continue this work with the automotive companies and the tier ones, because they have a longer design cycle. We'll get funded development work from them, and they'll be buying some things in lower volume.
Yeah. You've always talked about the technology that you have and how transformative it will be and is right now. Can you sort of talk about getting that one sort of key client like a Stellantis to get something in there, get it on the road, and sort of the wave effect that you'll feel from that?
Yeah, the first one is always getting the first customer to move, because nobody wants to be first to do anything. But once the first one happens, it's tremendous validation, particularly when you could start to name who those customers are, because all of a sudden their competitors are saying, what are they doing? Why am I not looking at this? Hey, they've got a competitive advantage here. I've got to respond to that. So being able to get those first customers across the finish line really starts to drive faster adoption with others in the same market segments.
And Dan, can you sort of talk about the stage the company is at, just of the financial health of the company? And I know, as I mentioned, you put out the numbers for your results, and it really is starting to show sort of that you're in a good position right now.
We are. We have sufficient cash on our balance sheet that will take us to the middle of next year. We're getting pretty far along with some of these customers, so I think it creates an opportunity to have discussions with them about potential strategic investment in us as a way to make sure that as a small company, we remain a strong, healthy technology provider for them. And then, of course, as revenue starts to flow as well, that all contributes to the improving financials and the company actually becoming truly commercial, making that transition out of the research and development and product commercialization activities.
Absolutely. Dan, thanks so much. Great to get an update on where things are at. We look forward to our next conversation, okay?
All right. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you having me.
All right, Dan Brdar, the CEO of Ideal Power.